Hey YouTube, I'm the Tall Nerd, welcome back once again. And today I want to talk about the best-selling manga of 2017. Oricon came out with its list. They do this every year. They rank, which manga rather, sold the most copies in this past year. And some of it is estimating, but they're pretty spot on most of the time. And the list is just fascinating and kind of funny to look at because you get like number 10 and they sold like 2.7 million, the number 9 is 2.8, and then so you go up sort of incrementally like this. Number 3 is like 6 million, number 2 6.5, which any number bigger than a million is huge, and that's a ton of books, and it's a huge accomplishment for the people who are creating this. And that's awesome. But then you get to number 1. And number 1 is One Piece. And number 1 blows everything else out of the water. Like I said, number 2 came in at 6.6 million. One Piece came in at 11.5. So, yeah, not too far off of double the second entry on the list, which is ridiculous to me. I mean, yeah, if you think about it, it's like, well, okay, One Piece is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year, so that's probably it, right? People just going out, celebrating, remembering 20 years of One Piece, and going out and buying a crap load of books. Except I don't really think that's it, because last year in 2016, One Piece sold 12 million copies, so it's actually down a little bit. So I don't think that's it, and it's just crazy to me that it is such a phenomenon. Now, these numbers are only for Japan. That's how many copies were sold in Japan in the past year, which actually makes it a little bit more ridiculous. But it also got me thinking and wondering, well, how does that compare to other things? Like, yeah, those are huge numbers. One Piece obviously is very, very popular. But how do I compare that to something that I have a bit more experience with? That's not really the right word, but let me tell you what I mean. So if you think about DC and Marvel, and you had to guess what characters have sold the most comic books in over the course of their lifetimes. Well, for DC, you'd probably guess Superman or maybe Batman, and for Marvel, probably Spider-Man. And yeah, that's it exactly. According to Wikipedia, at least, Superman has sold more than 600 million copies, Batman 460 million, and Spider-Man 360 million. But, I mean, I don't feel bad for the wall crawler at all, because, Batman and Superman, they had a 30-year head start on Spider-Man, so he's still doing pretty good. Also, I don't know how exactly those numbers are calculated. Like, does Batman only include DC comics, like Detective Comics specifically, or is it, Detective Comics and Batman and whatever else, or is it all of the Bat family? I don't know, but those are just kind of details. These are just ballpark numbers. But here's the crazy thing, and the part where I saw this and I just kind of broke down because I could not believe it. One Piece has sold 430 million copies over just 20 years. Now remember, Batman and Superman are closing in on their 80th anniversaries. One Piece just had its 20th, and One Piece is only 30 million copies behind Batman. Nope. The idea that this is bigger than Spider-Man is nearly as big as Batman, and yet most people have probably not really heard about this at all. I mean, you ask anybody in the United States, and they will at least know who Batman and Superman and Spider-Man are. The vast majority of people. But you do the same thing with One Piece, and they'll probably just kind of be, nope, maybe I've seen that somewhere, I don't know, but not the same kind of recognition. And yet this is right up there with them for just total sales, and that is crazy to me. It just goes to show that anime and manga, first of all, it's an international thing, because you don't get sales numbers like that from just one country or just one area. But on top of that, anime and manga is just a huge phenomenon, and more people are recognizing the fact that it's just its own art form, and it has its own strengths and weaknesses, and it has something special that it specifically can bring to the table. And I love that. So, oh man, that's crazy. It's still kind of blowing my mind. But as always, I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Sorry, what you think about these crazy numbers and the fact that One Piece is selling just like crazy all the time. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I will also put a link to the list in the description. Gotta remember that. And until next time, have a great day.